theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated.
I'm super excited!
A training exercise. Normal operations will continue shortly. Thank you for your patience. Atención, la garita de San Isidro está conduciendo el entrenamiento. La garita continuará con su operación normal en unos momentos. Attention, the San Isidro Port Adventure is conducting a training exercise. Normal operations will continue shortly. Thank you for your patience.
Here you guys go, May 11th, 2023. The gates are open at gate 40. They have a large group that they're allowing in to the gate right now. Title 42 is supposed to expire tonight at 11:59. They've already let hundreds in this gate this morning. You can see them right there in the middle of your screen, patting them down as they go in. The arms are up, and they are putting them on transportation buses and vans. They will be processed and released to a city near you.
Unjila ongol na way kunide ni be so ngari hado en mus ni ofo wako sa kumtan dug ay so ngara parfo rondorantre mamu ar rondo atre mamu.
Inmigrantes venezolanos quieren forzar entrada a Estados Unidos.
Uno de los accesos. Ya le están pidiendo a los agentes que jalen el alambre, están empujando hacia el lado mexicano precisamente, hacia... Ay, cuidado con el bebé, no lo jales. Espérate. ¡Maldito! Ya vieron casi un enfrentamiento entre elementos de aduanas y... ¡Espérate! Suelta, espérate, no chingues. ¡Cuidado, niño! Ya jalaron todo el alambre. Ya se trajeron todo el alambre a este lado. Ya vieron lo que están haciendo los migrantes, se trajeron todo el alambre de púas, lo están jalando a territorio mexicano. Del otro lado ya hay un...
¡Por el hueco!
Check this out. Migrants are actually ordering DoorDash and food deliveries on the Mexican side to get by until we take custody.
Ahí va. Wow, ya pusieron la escalera. Ándale, Andrés, córrele.
No, que corran. Si esto no es de chanclas.
Con las manos bien calientes.
No va a subir a la...
lugar del cuello. Ah, no, más o menos. Aquí no va más grande. Mira, ahí le está hablando al pollero en el celular este. Le está hablando para ver si viene él mira. Por dentro está Uy, qué alto.
Este flaquito es el que va a correr ahorita, mo. Es el que lo va a torear, mira. Fíjate.
Ándale, córrele. Corre bien recio, mira. Vámonos, vámonos. Hijo de su madre, la migra llegó. Fuck. Aquí más escaparon para acá. Otro Border Patrol llegó. Es que ahí están las... Mira, otro migra. Oh, shit. Saqué ese carro. No, saqué. Son ellos. No. El tierrero que son amigos. Mira, nos los encontraron. ¡Ey! Bravo. Nos los agarraron. Mira, qué buenos a ellos. Qué buenos son. Oh. No, me quiero agarrar las placas. Van a hablar los mexicanos en hacer
body parts. Tonight, the migrant crisis in New York City is escalating. After new protests this morning by parents and children to the city's potential plan to house asylum seekers in school gyms.
I sad. I was crying. It hurts to see that, you know?
No, I do not feel safe having my kids in this school.
I am terrified because as a nation, we're so worried with everything that's going on in schools with mass shootings and everything. Now we have something else to worry about.
And it's not only this school.
Safety is first.
Parents up before sunrise protesting at another public school in Brooklyn.
Here we are because we don't want this to happen.
Mayor Eric Adams says he's looking at migrants using 20 freestanding gyms as short-term shelters until they find better housing. And they would not have access to the schools.
It is not a permanent site. It is an overflow site, more so than it is anything else.
But some parents are furious. When you heard of this potential plan, what'd you think?
I think it was absurd. I think it was, I have no words. It's not, I think that this shouldn't be on school grounds. Anywhere but not school grounds.
Adams, who has blasted the Biden administration before for not helping enough with the migrant influx, is now stressing that it's expected to cost city taxpayers more than $4 billion by next year. It's all happening as the city faces pressure to expand its overwhelmed shelter system, with people arriving on buses and planes from border states like Texas.
The crisis is not when the buses come in. The crisis is when you have people sitting in shelters and in hotel rooms with no place to go, no work, no way to get around the city.
The mayor is also announcing that the historic Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan will soon house migrants too. It's been vacant for more than 2 years and has as many as 1,000 rooms. That's in addition to several other hotels across the city.
Border law enforcement here. This is what you get when incompetent clowns run your country. And you're not going to shut me up. I'm an American citizen. I'm a First Amendment right. It's time we start acting like Americans. This is ridiculous. And you know what? I guarantee you they all agree with me. I guarantee you they all agree with me. But their leaders are too cowardly to do the right thing. Yeah, get that Border Patrol truck in the way. Make sure nobody can see it. guys like this? You guys like violence in America?
Yeah. The same Border Patrol agent that tried to shut me up said there was no illegal immigrants.
Into a law. In a jab to the Democratic Party, Texas Governor Greg Abbott literally sent a bus of 50 migrants to the residence of Biden's border czar, Vice President Kamala Harris. A move he's done before to physically show the Biden administration what is happening on his doorstep. The statement read, "Until President Biden steps up and does his job, Texas will continue busing migrants to sanctuary cities to provide relief to our overwhelmed border towns." Alejandro Mayorkas slammed the move by Governor Abbott.
It is a both sad and tragic day when a government official uses migrants as a pawn for political purposes.
Governor Abbott did the same stunt on Christmas Eve last year when he bussed another 50 migrants to the doorstep of Kamala Harris.
Coming in massive numbers. Take a look at this video our fantastic drone team shot earlier today right here in Brownsville. You'll see people crossing the river en masse, women, children, families, single adults. But when they reach the U.S. side of the river, they are not welcomed with open arms like we've been seeing with the federal government. They are stonewalled by the state of Texas. That is rows of concertina wire with Texas soldiers and Texas DPS troopers who are taking a much stricter approach now, physically blocking these migrants from entering Brownsville after they have crossed illegally. The first time these last couple days in our coverage of the border crisis that we have ever seen them doing this. Then another video we'd like to show you. Take a look at this. Stunning visuals from our drone team again, showing just the massive amounts of trash and rubbish and clothing left behind by these migrants in this hotspot crossing area right here in Brownsville. And mixed in with all of that trash and clothing are IDs and documents from all around the world as these migrants continue to come in from all over the place. And that trash pile you see there are dozens like them all across the border. Another video to show you. Take a look. We went down to the edge of the river here in Brownsville. We looked across into Matamoros, where you can see there are masses of people gathering on the other side of the river, some of them waiting for Title 42 to drop tonight, others deciding, well, we're going to go for it now. They come across and then they get stonewalled by the Texas National Guard and Texas DPS as well. This has been going on every minute of every day the last several days that we have been out here, and it is not going to slow down anytime soon. And back out here live, Martha, CBP sources confirming to me that last night the chief of U.S. Border Patrol sent a memo out to all of his sector chiefs authorizing the use of parole releases. What does that mean? It means that in certain cases, migrants will be released into a community without an alien registration number, which is used to track them, without a future court date as well. Instead, they're just released and they're asked to please turn themselves into ICE within 60 days. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Bill, quick question for you. So I think we have a map of the areas that are full to capacity. You've got RGV, El Paso, Yuma, Tucson, San Diego, Del Rio, El Centro. So in those communities, if you live there, you can expect that there are mass releases that will be happening into your neighborhoods, into your town. Where are those people supposed to go?
Well, when they do those releases, typically what they do is they try to drop them off at either a gas station or a bus stop. So they have some way of transporting themselves elsewhere. But as we've seen in El Paso, sometimes that's not always the case. And the migrants will just kind of start camping out on city streets. And that's when you start getting those camps of several hundred, upwards of a couple thousand, where they've got nowhere to go. And you start getting those huge encampments. So the Border Patrol Union has told us we can prepare to see the largest wave of mass releases in U.S. history in these coming days, Martha.
So one more question. When the amazing video that you showed us before, those areas were open, and now you have Texas Rangers blocking them with razor wire. Where do those people go? They go back down into the river, and do they go back to Mexico? Where do they go?
Yeah, some of them are going back to Mexico to look for another area to cross where there's less resistance. Actually, this area behind me right now, the first few days we were here, we were getting enormous lines of people crossing illegally behind us. And ever since Texas showed up and have put all the wire down with all their troops, the number of illegal crossings here have really slowed down. I haven't seen a big line here since a couple of days ago. So at least in this one location, what Texas is doing is having results.
Okay, Bill, thank you. We'll come back to you as this story breaks. Bill Malugin for us in Brownsville, Texas.
A massive horde of over 1,000 migrants have just attempted to overwhelm official checkpoints in El Paso to try to force their way into the United States. A group consisting of mostly young men with some women and children tore down concrete barriers and wires while agents screamed, "They're coming, shut it down." The situation managed to stabilize. What do you think?
China? China? Hello? You go China? Hello, China? Yeah? Hello? Hello, China? Yes. China? America? Yeah. Okay. China. America? California? New York?
Oh no, no English.
No English. Peace. China? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm Anthony Rubin, and we're here in San Vicente. And right there in that camp, about 100, 200 feet from us, there's right now 100, 120, 130 Chinese nationals that are going to be boarding these buses and going to the northern part of the country. And one of the guys has a kid who was born in 2017 on Saipan Island. And she actually has a picture of the kid's passport. And so he's using that as a conduit to get into the country, it seems like.
All right, Masako, what is this?
So he is the father, and he was willingly showing his children, son's passport. This is the boy.
So the boy is born on Saipan, and which is a U.S. territory, and that therefore his mother and father, you said, were Chinese nationals, so they're going to use their son to get into the United States.
Correct.
Bottom line.
Yeah. We don't even know why that's true. If his son has a U.S. passport, why would he drag him through the Darien Gap? It makes no sense. Stick him on a flight, no?
These are the buses heading north to the United States. 6 have already left. That's 7 that just left. This is 8. They've been going all day, and they go all day and night. That's 8. They're heading north to the United States. That's Highway 1 that they're on. This is bus number 9. We're in Darien Gap right now. Actually, we're in Darien. They just left the Darien Gap. So that's bus number 9. Slow getting out. There's number 10. And 11 is behind it. North to America. Unvetted people. Huge numbers of Chinese. Many people from all over the world, including sponsors of terrorism. China's been crystal clear that they plan to replace the world with Chinese people. Okay, here's more. They just keep on going. Day and night, day and night. The border is not closed. It's a lie that the border is closed down.
Hi, America. I'm Irene Armendariz Jackson, and I just wanted to show you also that behind me there's a camera crew from NBC. As you see, they have their security people with them. And, you know, this is so typical because the people that live right across the street, they don't have this kind of security. And I wonder if they're really going to report what is really happening. They should come in the middle of the night and realize all the drug use, all the prostitution that is going on right here. They come in, they report whatever they want, but are they really going to tell the truth? I don't know, but I can guarantee you they're not going to come down here without their security. I'm Irene Armendariz Jackson from El Paso for America.
This is El Paso, Texas, in the United States. This is what's going on under our secure border here, our southern border into Mexico. Look at this, goes on and on.
Developing tonight, outbursts and outrage at a community meeting in South Shore over a housing plan for migrants.
The debate comes as the city deals with the crisis of where to put migrants bussed in from the border.
Elizabeth Matthews is live now with more. Elizabeth.
Corey and Don, contentious to say the least. This forum was a chance for city leaders to get input from the public about the old South Shore High School housing migrants. The city got their input.
A packed house at the South Shore International College Prep High School. The crowd voicing their opinion, strongly opposing the addition of migrants in their community.
I am just outraged. I'm outraged, and I don't understand why our community was chosen.
City representatives saying the old South Shore High School would not be a shelter, but one of 3 respite centers for the migrants to temporarily sleep, eat, and take a shower, starting with about 250 people taking up the building's first floor. This is a way for the city to get the current 300 migrants out of the police stations. Questions were asked, but answers hard to hear, interrupted by the upset crowd. Before the meeting, a small protest of South Shore neighbors demanding the energy put into the migrant issue be put into their neighborhoods.
It is a slap in the face that we as citizens of the United States of America do not have the resources and support, but you're going to bring people who are not citizens here in our community, in our buildings that we pay taxes for, that you took away from us. Yeah. That is completely unacceptable. We are in a humanitarian crisis right now. The black people in Chicago are bleeding on the streets.
Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson had this to say about the migrant crisis.
We have a responsibility to make sure that families who are seeking love and support here in the city of Chicago and throughout the state of Illinois, that they are not just welcome, but they are serviced.
So is this a done deal? A spokesperson for Mayor Lori Lightfoot's office says this is a possible solution, but still a fluid situation.